It's the Game of the MTGO.
A little irregular. Ooh, a Mox. That was kind of weird. I was like trying to click to move the screen so I could see the other cards better, but I had selected the Mox, and so I misclicked down here, and it like dragged the Mox in. I'm not upset. I have my Mox, but it was odd. What I intend to get? I intended to get this Mox Emerald. That's why I said it's not a big deal. I didn't miss anything. I was literally just trying to adjust the screen, and it had me like I was clicking over here, and I picked the card up there. It's not a thing. I guess I'm drafting Ignoble. Take Ignoble, Wheel Bloodbraid. Spose. I've been drafting a lot of a Johnny lately. QB would be reasonable. I think I'm going to take the Clampier. Partially because it fits this, like, greenish opener, and, partially because I'm sick of drafting a Johnny stuff. Anything for the new spoilers? Just assume that I've never read a spoiler in my life. just assume that there's, like, this constant downpour of spoilers outside, and I'm, like, very grateful to be in from the storm, and, like, enjoying the patter of rain on the window without actually having to look at each individual raindrop and feign excitement at every single one. Yeah, I guess I'm just taking another Dorcum. I'll make avoiding spoilers sound so cozy. It's kind of nice. Well, it's kind of nice to just, like, not care and find out about the cards when they're there to draft, and you can find out about them all at once. You don't have to spend, like, weeks and weeks and weeks talking about the new cards. I know some people, like, that's all they want to know about because they want to, like, get their pre-orders in, and they've got to have the new cards immediately. That's when they're exciting, damn it, right now. Not 3 weeks from now when you've actually played with them and can make an informed decision. We need them now. Oh, let's grab a little Misty here, a little Misty action. Mist it up. Very much looking like a Nadu start, huh? Wouldn't that be sweet? But even if we don't find Nadu, we are set up well to abuse this Skull Clamp card. God, what if I just ended up mono green? That'd be true if the big event wasn't a week after a set release. Oh, sure. Yeah, I get it. I get the early interest in that case, for sure. But the question here was, like, about Cube, right? Well, I think Death Creature's Champion is the best card here. The big issue with red-green is that you can't answer a large creature from the opponent. Yeah, we have no removal, which makes me want Discharge. Discharge is great. But, like, the weakness to giant creatures from the opponent makes me kind of want the Ghost Vacuum, too. Because we cannot beat Reanimator ever. Oh shit, what up? Hey, JR the Great. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for 43 months there. Primetime deck. Primetime is a bit slow for this. We got, like, hasters and stuff here. Yeah, Oliphant is great, especially if you end up with, like, a pitch card, like Fury or Pyrokinesis or Chrome Mox or whatever. Oliphant would be great. But I want to grab this Curator. I want some graveyard hate. Irrelevant to the question, though, Dabu. Just because we pass a card doesn't mean that we wouldn't play it, necessarily. So I'm looking at the Bloodstained. I'm looking at the Bloodstained here, and I'm also looking at the Lelia. If we did get Nadu, then Green Sun would be pretty good, but Green Sun wheels a lot of the time, too. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to grab the Lelia. I'm just going to take the Bloodstained here. I'm just going to take the old Fetcharuski. I like that good mana. It's so nice to just have good mana. Dak almost worth considering splashing. Misty King, get a blue source. And, like, Delighted Halfling can produce blue for Dak. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Monsieur Bateau! Thanks for the sub, thanks 11 months. You hope you had a great weekend. It was a pretty solid weekend overall. I kind of burnt out on my stream yesterday, but chat was pretty understanding of me. Got taken out a little early. I just went outside and worked on my lawn and stuff. And that was real pleasant. And then today, I had D&D. I ate some wings. I was outside for a little bit, and I'm having a pretty fun stream, I think. Enjoying myself. Not the most exciting pack here, huh? Doesn't really hit us. Looking at FOMO and Shifting Woodland. I don't think this deck is going to be filling up the graveyard for FOMO very well. But it does help, with the Blood Braid helps, right? You can, bin it and stuff. Kind of nice. I think I'm going to draft the Shifting Woodland. If you treat Shifting Woodland like a creature land, you'll be pretty correct. This is a good spot for a gut, for sure, for sure. God, I always want to play a Tali. Sometimes it works out. Even in these tighter aggro decks. The thing is, these other cards just aren't very good here. The Ketria Triumph would set us up very nicely for a blue splash. I almost want the Kujata, but I'm going to grab the Triumph here. Looking at birds, Force of Vigor. I don't really want Mox Diamond. Let's just grab the birds. One more clampable, Flame Slash would be good. Quality removal spell. Delayed Blast Fireball would give us a little bit of something. Titania has 2 fetch lands and Sylvan Safekeeper, which is not nothing. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to grab that. I like the red spells, though. I'm feeling much better. Thank you, Vale. Monsieur says that the early stream in sounds healthy. Love good choices to keep us going long term. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is at the time is cut out a little early last night and then just have a much better stream today. Get rested. Get back into it. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that Lelia. Lelia and the Green Sun Zenith both came back. Well, these dorks, so a lot of premium options for our turn 2, turn 1 dork, turn 2 3 drop. This is what we're going to be about. Yeah, right, Vale? We're on day 66, 365. Not bad. I went back and I checked the stats for my first 365. And there was 1 month, I think it was the 8th month or something, I was going through. And there were just several weeks in a row where every day was a 4-hour stream. I was all right. I see you past me. Am I still playing that anime racing game? Huh? No, I just did that for my variety stream. It was fun. Was never intended to be a regular part of the stream, though. Is that a Black Lotus? Holy shit. I do a lot of different games in my variety streams. The ones that have come back, that I've done multiple times, are typically deck builders. Monster Train, Slay the Spire. Yeah, let's grab another fetch here. I have played Knock on the Coffin Lid. Knock on the Coffin Lid, so there was a couple of weeks last fall. There were a couple of variety streams in a row where I was just trying out as many different deck builders as possible, and Knock on the Coffin Lid was one of those. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that that your decisions in one run impact the makeup of the maps in the next run. For example, if you help the dwarves out in your next run, the dwarves will be stronger. I really like how the lore is all worked in like that. Really cool game. Ooh, a Fury. I kind of want a double splash Fractured. Anyway, so that's one of them that I streamed that I actually went back to off stream. and played a run of and enjoyed it. I could see streaming it more too. Yeah, between the Ketria Triome and the Lush Portico, the Fractured Identity is not a bad splash. I think Fury is like too good to pass, but Fractured does answer some problems for this deck for sure. Is Sneak Attack interesting? Sort of. I guess I'll grab it. Broadside. Wow. All right. Think about Dismember, Noble Hierarch, and Woodfall Primus. Ooh, Lumberjack, Pest Infestation are the two big ones for me here. We have a lot of dorks already. They're not as good as Lumberjack, but we do have a lot of dorks already. Pest Infestation does something kind of specific, You enjoyed Knock until you died to the last boss for the 5th or 6th time in a row or something. So the last boss, apparently there's a way to like unlock a way to beat it. You're just like expected to lose to it unless you figure out something else in game that lets you actually defeat it. And it sounds like I'm talking cryptically to like avoid spoiling you, but I actually don't know what it is. That's just what I've been told. I think I don't play Ketria Triome. Yeah, Prof. Yeah, I'm usually not high on endurance in the main deck, but I'm going to try it out here. I think I'm just cutting this FOMO. Yeah, you got it. You're going to see Mastodon in a month. Very fun. Yeah, I thought about Broadside and then hucking my Delighted Halfling at their Ignoble. It seemed like the Talon Link made their mana awkward. But that also would have, like, hindered my own development, right? Did I ever try Pokemon, the card game? Nah. I haven't played any Pokemon game, actually. I played a little bit of the WoW TCG back in the day. But yeah, very few non Magic collectible card games. A little bit of Netrunner. That was a long time ago, though. Yeah, we saw a Terra Sunder Targeter too, but like not quite enough to be worth bringing it in, I don't think. I'm just gonna run this back. Did it play WoW or just the TCG? Just the TCG. When WoW came out and like was immediately popular, my town like basically became like a ghost town to me. Like all the hangout spots where everybody would normally play Magic and board games and shoot the shit, just fucking deserted. I was like, okay. And I wasn't tempted to get into WoW because I'd seen an older guy at the shop get really addicted to EverQuest. And I don't use the term addiction lightly. Like, he was paying for his EverQuest subscription, and he paid his electric bill, and he just like stopped paying for food. He stopped paying his rent, so he ended up like losing his apartment. Stopped going to work. It was real bad. And he ended up moving in with someone from his WoW, and all of his like computer stuff just like got set up as like a permanent LAN at the card shop. And they were always just like a table with like 4 people jamming. That ent so generous. This is kind of what I was getting at with like larger creatures. And I can't actually cast anything over here. Your Flesh and Blood is taking off pretty well. Yep. Yeah, I have a few friends. A lot of the people that I used to go grinding with, that I used to grind Magic with back when I lived in the Chicago area, are big on Flesh and Blood these days. So it's 16 plus 5 is 21. And I can block 4. Yeah, they got me. If I could play the Endurance, though, I could live another turn. I don't know who that is off the top of my head, Skeeter. But that's all been like a decade plus, so doesn't mean anything. Oh, they're pillaging. They're bogging. Yeah, it's intuitive to play out the tracker before the landfall, but we're going to get a Surveil here. I think there's a good chance Lelia finds something that I want to cast. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Yeah, I could have had a hasty tracker. Just maybe some real damage. Yeah, I don't even want to play this, huh? I'm just going to play the Safekeeper out. Yeah, sometimes Safekeeper is just solid as like a... like protecting all your creatures, huh? Just like Mother Runes do. Yeah, you got me. Yay. Playlist isn't missing at all. Yeah, this is all like 2000s era metal. So It'll hit for a bunch of olds. Hey, Dracul thinks that's 60 months. Maybe I should be fetching a Surveil Lantern one, huh? I'm trying to find something to do on turn 2. I'm only up discharge this way, but I think that's worse, actually. Five years, nice. Not bad, Dracul. Not bad. Hello. I guess I want that. Oh, don't do that to me, Salty Rutabaga. Don't you bring that evil upon me. Yeah, you gotta come watch the stream more often, Realm Smasher. That's what I'm learning. Hey, that is now. Things the 96 months there. Dream vacation over. Regular vacation resumes. What was your dream vacation? Oh, they grew the Lelia with the soul guide. That's funny. This is Odawara balanced. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Cryptic Tap. And then the Chromatic Sphere. Yeah, just lets them... Oh, they're just bouncing drawing. Okay. I think we're going to run out the very awkward Skull Clamp no equip. And just pass with a very telegraphed endurance. 2 weeks in Santorini. Is that Greece or something? Island in the Aegean Sea. The fuck is this? Oh, it's south of Greece. Oh, well, I bet it was gorgeous. You spent several weeks there. Which one was Splashiak? The one blue-black one that milled your opponent, Mark. Firing this off because they have a daze. This way they're not going to get a 1-1 out of it. Well, that's kind of interesting. To like Cub plus Lelia here and get a lot of damage in. I'm good use of that fetch. It's more damage if I play the Fury because I can clear this, steal 3 damage, and then get 3 damage in. I think I'm going to do the other thing, though. A lot of tourists there. Well, no place is perfect, Tom. Did I fuck up? I only got 1 counter. Oh, it was the second time, so it doubled the counters, and doubling is not very useful. Sorry, I've clearly played with Bill a little bit more than... Chill tourists. Nice. Yeah, there's certainly different kinds of tourists. I assume they've got something I want to terrace under, even if we didn't really see it. I was cutting endurance for it. Yes, right in the cactusy. Really fun live show, that Slipknot. Alright, talented frontman. The clamp was not very relevant. Yeah, well, when the opponent's just dying and you don't really need to draw cards and you don't have mana to equip, that is the, I guess, the worst case for Skull Clamp. Not really a knock against the card. Too many masks. What are they hiding? Right? Where was Slipknot on January 6th? Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Johan Leafheart, thanks for the 51 months there. 51, the name of a very famous Brazilian... God, I used to know how to pronounce that. Ooh, hello. Is that cachaça? I don't remember. I had some imported though. It's like a rum-ish sort of drink. Cachaca. Opponent passing with a lot of mana open. I think I'm just gonna get this puppy down. Give them something to interact with. Oh, shit, what up? Hi, Drinker of Sorrow. Thanks for 106 months. Their companion is the otter, Lutri. Alright, let's see what this Atali do. This was not very good. If I could sneak in the Birds of Paradise, I could pay for the kicker here. I have the worst Atali trickers you've ever seen. But you have seen them. Oh my god, one turn later that Terra Sunder would have been incredible. Yeah, uh-huh. Alright, not gonna fuck up the cub this time. Isn't it better to wait? Well, I have to play the fetch before attacking, right? And then they're already not going to block it because it gets a 1/1 counter from attacking, comes a 4/4. Oh, you're mean wait until after the Gao gets a trigger, because then it'd be a 6/6 right now instead of a 5/5. Yeah, you're right. A little bit of slop on my part. Still fucking up the cub, yeah. Kind of awkward that I'm not growing the trampler now. No blocks, huh? We just need to get a card out of our graveyard somehow. I think I cut the endurance, but I do have the raccoon. Yeah, Woodfall Primus is probably my best rip. Well, Primus is not in the deck. We saw Primus during the draft portion, but it's not in our deck. We didn't draft it. I might not be able to attack next turn. Now they've got things that they don't mind jumping with. Pest Infestation is not the best draw. It's one of them, though. I still think that Raccoon is, because it deals them 14 damage direct. Or 12. It only deals 12 damage. Torstone would be hot. Now they're up to 13. Do we start growing the cubby? Do we double Gao again? It costs a life. We have 3 blockers for the 3 artifacts, and then we're still taking at least 3 on the ground. I might just not fetch. They're gonna have some Urza spins too. We might just be fucked here. Kind of hate this fetch. Very high chance they can kill me from here. Yeah, isn't just activating and put the boots of the token lethal on board? I think that's 5 getting through. You hate playing against the Busto artifact deck? Feels so helpless. I mean, this game we were, like, very ahead for most of it, and then we were still drawing live. We just, like, drew a couple lands in a row there at the end. If the Atali hit had been slightly better. Or indeed, if we'd even just waited to turn on the Atali, then the Disenchant could have lined up against the Saga. Like, we just run out our 2/2 drops that turn. I was excited to sneak attack and clear the Planeswalker, of course. Okay. All right. Well, Lead Blast Fireball, Yeah, Keen Curator plus Gao would have been a funny way to win. Skull Clamp would have been a great draw that game. Opponent hogging all the wins. Well, then why are we in game? Why are we in game 3? Must have got a win in there somewhere. All right, just need that Black Lotus some. Huh. Now they're going to be activating some Urza Saga nonsense. If I was them, I don't think I'd even be cracking that Lantern. They just, like, shrank both their Saga tokens to get a card that they don't want to cast because they're just going to be activating Urza Saga anyway. Yeah, I mean, I think we gotta play it. We just gotta like tap out and hope we don't die. They're pretty close to killing us because the saga that they're activating for in their second main phase is gonna get haste from that boots. So they're both gonna be 7/7s +1 min. So it's 15 damage by itself. We're at 19. So they can spit out 2 artifacts here. They get to win. It would only be 1 artifact if they had not cracked their lantern. Just saying. You missed the Vintage Super League? Yeah. I feel that. I missed my left nut. What happened to my left nut? Oh, nothing. I just miss it is all. Oh, they're equipping Shadow Spear over Lava Boots. Interesting. Yeah, I guess they're worried about dying on the crackback if they got all in here. Which, valid. Alright. I assume this is lethal, huh? Broadside gets to sack something to deal and 9 damage after attacking. And then we've got a 9/7 double striker there. And so like Itali by itself is 18. Broadside's another 9, is 27 damage. And then you got like the 6 damage from Broadside and Death Greeter just like hitting. Looks like plenty to me. Hell yeah. Some really interesting matches so far. Made me feel better about it. Exploration A. So you can broadside there and clear the Hex Drinker early and just not have to worry about it. I kind of like playing the Bloodbraid Challenger next turn. Then with that ability on the stack, I'll endurance them, and then they won't be able to rebuy it with Ramen up at least. I'm thinking about letting them keep the Ramen up and just killing the Hex Drinker here, sacking endurance. Come on, land. Well. We can 5 them to 1. I think we're supposed to kill the 6. The reason to not serve and offer the trade with the 6 is that this way we got the exalted damage. It's an extra 2 damage. I obviously considered it, Helior. I discussed it. I don't understand your question. If I can, discuss it out loud. It's like my only commentary was exactly about that before I sacrificed. Yeah, my literal only words were I could sack this and deal 5 and put them to 1. I think I need to clear 6. I think that's a little bit better. I tanked on it. I did it. That was the only thing that I said after attacking. That was it. And then I explained why I only attacked with it because of the Exalted trigger. Oh, you were talking about the complete previous turn? Yeah, I don't know. When I killed the Hex Drinker, sure. I think you want to make sure that you can attack in your future turns, though. Like, they weren't nearly that low before we ripped the Death Greeters, huh? Yeah, so Metamorph is interesting in a green mirror. And Prismatic is ending is interesting. I think I'm just going to keep all this. Oh, shit! Hey, Rezar13 thinks the Sod thinks that's 71 months. Yeah, a one-lander can be iffy, but, my opponent's now playing a ton of removal, and, we're not just going, one lander into nothing, right? We're going, one lander into double dork, and then all of a sudden we're, hard-casting 5s. And that's all assuming I don't just hit, right? We could just hit, too. I can pitch cast the Fury if things go wrong. There's a lot going on here. Yeah, just killing the Cub is very tempting. Which hierarch is prettier? Oh, definitely this one. Yeah, very tempting to broadside there and Hawk Fury, just getting a shitload of damage this turn. But casting Fury is so good. And this way we'll have Italia as a top end trick, and we can still broadside Hawk Fury in the future if we want to. We haven't lost that line. We're only 1 mana away from casting this damn Italia, right? And we might as well just play our things. Natural order, huh? Do I remember the Dino deck I played on MTG a while ago? You're talking about the standard deck that I played literally last month? A ton? Yeah. Oh, I remember that deck back in the old days. When I was a young streamer, before I got me scars.